Chapter 2. Mr. Weston was a native of Highbury and born of a respectable family which for the last two or three generations had been rising into gentility and property. He had received a good education, but on succeeding early in life to a small independence had become indisposed for any of the more homely pursuit in which his brothers were engaged and had satisfied an active, cheerful mind and social temper by entering into the militia of his country. Then embodied Captain Weston was a general lieutenant. and Captain Weston was a general favorite, and when the chances of his military life had introduced him to Miss Churchill of a great Workshire family, and Miss Churchill fell in love with him. Nobody was surprised except her brother and his wife, who had never seen him and who were full of pride and importance, which the connection would offend. Miss Churchill, however, being of age and with the full command of her fortunate fortune, through her fortune bore no proportion to the family estate, was not to be dissociated from the marriage, but it took place to the infinite mortifications of Mr. and Mrs. Churchill, who threw her off with due decorum. It was an unsuitable connection and did not produce much happiness. Mr. Weston ought to have found more in it, for she had a husband whose hard and sweet temper made him think everything due to her in return for the great goodness of being in love with him. But though she had one sort of spirit, she had not the best. She had resolutions enough to pursue her own will in spite of her brother, but not enough to refrain from unreasonable regrets at that brother's unreasonable anger, nor from missing the luxuries of her former home. They lived beyond their income, but still it was nothing in comparison of comfort. She did not cease to love her husband, but she wanted at once to be the wife of Captain Weston and Miss Churchill of In Inniscombe. Captain Weston, who had been considered especially by the Churchills as making such an amazing match, was proved to have much the worst of the bargain. For when his wife died after a 3 years' marriage, he was rather a poorer man than at first, and with a child to maintain from the expense of the child. However, he was soon relieved. The boy had, with the additional sustaining claim of a lingering illness of his mother's, been the means of a sort of recon- reconciliations, and Mr. and Mrs. Churchill having no children of their own, nor any other young creature of equal kindred to care for, worried to take the whole charge of the little friend soon after her dishes. Some scruples and some reluctance. The widower father may be supposed to have failed, but as they were overcome by other considerations, and child was given up to the care and the wealth of the Churchills, and he had only his own comfort to seek, and his own situation to improve as he could.